book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today with my Sydney Writers Festival ALLDAYYA recap. Let's just say that. So I'm refilming this because guess what? I had lipstick on my teeth. That's not fun. It literally made me look like I had a gap in my teeth. If you guys didn't know, or like if you weren't aware from the tweets that me and a bunch of other Aussie booktubers posted this weekend, ALLDAYYA happened. If you guys don't know what ALLDAYYA is, or Sydney Writers Festival, Sydney Writers Festival is an amazing festival for anyone that loves books. It's not just a festival for writers. A lot of people are very skeptical going into it because some people that read don't write. And I also love to promote books, and that's what I do as a booktuber. And so that's what Sydney Writers Festival is. It's pretty much for everybody that loves anything to do with reading, anything to do with publishing, anything to do with writing. This is your festival. It's literally for anybody who loves anything to do with books. This year was my second year attending Sydney Writers Festival events. Like the first year that I went was last year, and I attended TeenCon, and I experienced the goodness that it was. It was amazing. I was just like, man, I need to be a part of this next year. And then all of a sudden, I got contacted by media at Sydney Writers Festival, and they asked me if I wanted to be a part of the day and help with some media things when it comes to the promoting of Sydney Writers Festival. I'm like, heck yes. Just so you guys know, this video is actually a part of that. What I'm going to be doing is a recap of the whole day, and I just want all my viewers to know that this is my complete honest opinion. I loved Sydney Writers Festival this year, and I absolutely love what Sydney Writers Festival does. Like, they are honestly amazing. The volunteers work so hard to put on the best festival that they can do possible for us. I definitely want to acknowledge the people that gave me this opportunity. So I want to acknowledge Julie, who is a part of the media team that actually contacted me. Thank you so much, Julie, for giving me this opportunity. And also want to thank Claire, who organized my pass prior to the festival. Just so you know, like I said earlier, last year I went to TeenCon, but this year I went to this amazing all-day event called ALLDAYYA, where I did go to TeenCon at the end of the day, but I got to go to 4 other sessions. So pretty much what you do when you register for 5 sessions, and you get all 5 sessions for $50. Usually individually they're $15, but you get 5 sessions for $50. It's really awesome. You get to sit in the sessions and you get to hear authors talk about their books and publishers talk about the books that are coming up. If you are not a Sydney-sider, and if you're wondering whether you want to come to Sydney for any bookish event, I would recommend this event. This event is where it all happens. I could gush about it all day. Thank you so much, volunteers, for giving us such an amazing experience. Quickly, before I get into the recap, I will just mention that I tried to vlog the whole day, but turns out we weren't allowed to film any clips during the session. But then I did vlog in between sessions and pretty much just the rest of the day because, hey, why not? It was fun. But just to disclaim, I am a horrible vlogger. So if my camera is shaky, or if I'm just like talking at the camera very funny, or if I'm not looking at the camera lens, that's why. And now I will get on to my recap with partly vlogish bits. Starting off, I'll probably show you some clips that I filmed the night before in order to prepare for the festival. Now that we have everything set for tomorrow, I'm really excited, and I just wanted to dedicate this time to Faith, but Faith's not in here. You want to say hi to my subscribers? Say hello. She's saying hi.
That thing likes to eat babies.
No, don't press the red button. I don't know what Past G-Swizz was doing there. Past G-Swizz was excited, that's what she was. So now I will be talking about the traveling to the event. Last year, at least the TeenCon segment of the Sydney Writers Festival took place in Circular Quay. And as much as that was like awesome, I actually preferred it at Riverside. I liked it personally as well because I literally live a suburb away. So the drive wasn't too long. My dad is in one of my videos now. On my way to ALLDAYYA, this is my dad. He's driving me to Riverside. Thank God we don't live too far. It's gonna be great. My dad is not used to this, so
I'm not used to looking at a mobile while driving. No.
Yeah, no, don't look at the mobile while driving. No. I'm actually turning up very early. Hopefully people are gonna be there early, so it's gonna be good. Yeah, this is the start to the day. I'm not even looking at the camera thing, so I'm such a bad vlogger already, guys. It was so funny because once I got dropped off and I was at Sydney Writers Festival, I was trying not to make eye contact, but Will Kostakis was across the road. If you guys don't know, Will Kostakis is the author that is a part of the Love Oz YA anthology. If you are from the US, because according to my channel statistics, almost 50% of you guys are from the US, he is the writer of The Sidekicks. The Sidekicks hasn't really come out yet but I will insert a picture. I think it's coming out either in September or October in your country. Check it out. It's a really cool book. He's hilarious. He's the funniest guy ever. Like, the whole day I was making comments to my friends. I'm like, guys, like, I wish he was my school teacher. He's honestly like the king of sarcasm. So I saw him across the road and I tried not to make eye contact with him because like I was vlogging and I looked like a freaking tourist. So once I get to like the entry of Riverside, I'm vlogging, like I'm taking my phone with me, right? And I'm walking towards the door and I expect the automatic door to open. I don't know if it looks that bad when I'm filming it, but I was literally just about to bump into that door. And yeah, the offers were behind me. I almost made an accident. Thank God that somebody opened the automatic door for us. I mean, they might have recognized the offers. They obviously didn't recognize me because they're the offers. I'm just somebody with a camera that looks like a tourist. Woo! So I get there at 9 a.m. Everything starts at 10 a.m. Nothing is actually ready at 9 a.m. at all, and nobody's actually lining up at the box office. The box office isn't even open, and so I'm just chilling at a couch, and I just decide to start reading this. I read Amy Kaufman's story, and I loved it. It was perfect timing as well because like I started reading it before the session happened, and I loved hearing more about what she had to say about it in the session. I picked up my passes, and I realized that my passes had me for the wrong session. I had so much anxiety in that one moment. I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do? And seriously, thank God that Claire, who organized me to have a pass in the first place, told me if anything goes wrong, I'll give you my number. And she gave me her number, and yeah, something did end up going wrong. And then she got Julie to sort it out, who did media and who was the one that actually emailed me in the first place. And I had no idea who she was until she said, oh yeah, like, you know, sorry I didn't reply to the emails that quickly. And I was just like, wait, oh, you're the Julie, you're the Julie. And I was really happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I love the Sydney Writers Festival gang. They are amazing. And surprise, surprise, once we line up for the sessions, I get to meet some awesome people that maybe some of you guys might have seen before. So I got to meet Alison for the second time at this event. I met her at the Drake Horror launch and it was awesome. Also, I got to meet Nat and Lucy again. And then again, I got to meet Kezia from the channel Books K. And then all of a sudden, Chami comes in.
I love your channel, I'm the biggest fan.
And then alongside her, I got to meet another amazing person, and that was Anne-Marie, who is one of her friends from Melbourne who is only just getting into YA. I loved hanging out with Anne-Marie as well. Like, she was so awesome. Anne-Marie, you should start a BookTube channel as well and get into books because books are awesome. I promise we're not weird. And then the Love Oz YA session commences, and we start off pretty much the whole thing with Katrina at the Little Book Owl. I love Katrina, she's amazing. She just killed the whole day and she kept on apologizing to us. She was like, sorry, I'm busy, I can't hang out with you guys. But like, it's totally understandable. I mean, she does so much for the Sydney Writers Festival. She doesn't even just run a BookTube channel. She does so much, not even just for Bloomsbury, but for Sydney Writers Festival. She is a killer machine. Love Oz YA. You got to hear from some people that were a part of this anthology, which included Amy Kaufman, who is the co-author of the Illuminate Files. We had Will Kostakis, who I was just talking about, who is the author of The Psychics. And we also had Gabrielle Tozer. If you didn't know, she was the author of a book called The Intern. And then also, remind me how this ends. I went to one of her events, which was the YA Book Meet. I sat next to her in that YA Book Meet. I was trying to act all cool, you know? But I was kind of like fangirling inside because, you know, I was sitting next to an author, guys. It was like really cool. And then we had Jacqueline Moriarty, who, if you didn't know, is actually Leanne Moriarty's sister. Leanne Moriarty has two other sisters that write. I seriously feel like they are today's Bronte sisters. But Jacqueline Moriarty writes YA. I have two of her books on my shelf and I haven't yet read them. And obviously we had Danielle Binks, who is the editor of this whole short story collection. She was pretty much interviewing them and they just all had a really awesome discussion. It was amazing and I really love to hear all of their writing processes because apparently all these stories are so different. A good example would be Amy Kaufman. The reason why I'm bringing up Amy Kaufman a lot is because a lot of you guys are international viewers as well. Yeah, she primarily writes all about space, and so she's just like, oh yeah, you know, let's do this awesome romance. And if you know her, it's probably going to be in space. And then they all have some very funny and weird ideas, like Jacqueline Moriarty's story idea had to do with time travel. Will Kostakis' one had to do with seeing the future. And then Gabrielle Tozer's one had to do with being on a Greyhound with your nemesis. So far, I've only read Amy Kaufman's one. I haven't read the rest of them yet. That was the one that I read just before the festival. So I definitely am really excited to continue on with this. And I really loved hearing the rest of the authors talk about it. I definitely want to hear some more of the authors that are in this anthology talk about it as well, because I really want to hear their heart behind what they wrote. Straight after that, we went out of the session.
Oh, Hello.
We are just about to go out. I don't know what we're doing. It's Chubby again. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh! Did you just knock her out right there? You belong in Western Sydney. Oh my gosh!
We're from Melbourne, so we don't know where the bad side is. Western Sydney.
This is the bad side.
Really?
So we're just hanging out. That's all this is about.
Hey, I should do the thing that you're doing.
What are you doing?
A good YouTube.
Guys, she should actually post something that she films though.
Yes, that's true. It's very true. Inspirational. G-Swizz. Yeah, I know.
And we went into hang time, which was awesome. Everything was open. I didn't actually stand in the signing line, and I didn't even know there was a signing line. To be honest, the reason why I even took books was because that if they were signing books, then I would regret not taking them. There might be a chance I might be going to the high tea for this, but I got this signed by one author, which I will talk about in a second. There were food trucks, and they were awesome. There was a DJ, and there were the signing tables at the side. So let's talk about session number 2. I will put the title of the session on the screen if I remember, but I know that it had to do with characters. The people that were featured in this session were Lynette Noni, who is the author of Akane, James Bradley, who is the author of The Silent Invasion, Garfunkel, who is the author of Frog Kisser, which is his latest book, and of course the famous Sabriel. And the last author that was on this panel, that was actually on the previous panel, was Amy Kaufman, again the co-author of Illuminae. Yeah, it was really awesome to hear them all talk about their favorite characters to write about and the characters that are in their series, how they write their characters. Also, questions that were left to the audience were really awesome, and I just loved hearing bits and pieces from different authors because all 4 of them are so different. Some of them wrote fantasy and some of them wrote sci-fi. I seriously enjoyed what they had to say about their characters individually. Quick thing I have to mention is that that panel was ran by Katrina at the Little Book Owl. Like I said, like, she is seriously a machine. After the session, I go straight to the signing table, and so I got my Love Always YA book signed by one author, and do you know who that author was? It was Amy Kaufman. That's right, I got Amy Kaufman's signature, and she said #we love you, and that means that I also got Gemina signed. If you guys don't know, I have 2 copies of Illuminae and they're both signed, but I never had a copy of Gemina signed, and so I have it signed at least by Amy, and it says, "For Grace, take your shot." Being that I went to signing by her, I needed to get my book signed by Garfunkel. I really loved chatting with Garfunkel. He's the best. In the session, it was so funny. He's like, I'm giving free books to anybody who is asking a question, and he's honestly just so generous with his time and with everything. Seriously, he's not just an amazing author, he's an awesome person. He makes me so proud to be Aussie. I had an awesome conversation with him about how, like, I'm a Sabriel baby because I was literally born the year that this book was published. I also talked about how much I've fallen in love with this world, and it's just amazing, and I cannot wait to continue on with the series, and we just had an awesome conversation about it. I loved to hear how much he loves this world and how he sees so much potential in it that, you know, he could just keep on writing spin-offs and spin-offs, and it wouldn't really matter because we all love the series. We said, "To Grace, with best wishes, Garfunkel." With Frog Kisser, it says, "To Grace, with more best wishes, Garfunkel." I really like that. Of course, I will insert more of the hang time clips. Hello friends! Hello! More friends! Yeah. We're at Parramatta. This is my area.
You're still gonna get my nuggets.
Take a couple. Yeah, I might just like...
Are you gonna start a YouTube channel? You should start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Start vlogging.
All my friends ditched me, but I'm planning to go to Mariko Tamaki's session, so that's gonna be great. So that's what's happening next. Okay, now I will be talking about the 3rd session, which was Mariko Tamaki Talks the Talk. If you guys don't know who Mariko Tamaki is, she is the author of This One Summer. So this session was actually the smallest session that I attended because a lot of the people were in the diversity in YA session. This talk was actually hosted by Maria Lewis, who is the author of Who's Afraid. I just finished reading this book and I loved it so much, and I really loved hearing her talk with her. Like, I loved this conversation so much. I felt so privileged to kind of be a part of the conversation. It felt like a conversation. It didn't really feel like a very structured interview. I feel like it just flowed so well, and it was just so fun. And every once in a while, they just gush about comics and gush about stuff that they love. It was really cool. They both talked about very important topics, especially when it comes to diversity and when it comes to banned books. I really loved that conversation. In all honesty, it was probably one one of my absolute favorite sessions to be a part of. Kind of wish that everybody was there. It was a really awesome conversation. Maria and Mariko are just so authentic as people, and getting to hear them both was just amazing. I got so much out of that session. I loved it so much. So I was in the signing line and I got this one signed and she said, "No worries, Grace." No worries is a term we use in Australia when we're just like, "Oh, you're welcome," or "Oh no, that's all good." Like, we say no worries all the time. And I love the fact that, you know, she's taken a bit of Australian culture. And then I went into the signing line for Marie Lewis, who is the author of Who's Afraid. Now, I did mention this in one of my reviews, that this is not YA. And so they didn't actually sell it at the festival, and so she had no one's books to sign, which was kind of devastating, but thank God I brought my copy because I just finished this book and I loved it. She signed my book for me and it says, "Grace, I love your eyeliner to the skyliner. Thanks so much for joining the She Pack." It's really cool. I think this is personally like one of my favorite personalized books that I got during the day. I mean, like, I could fangirl about it. Like, she is an awesome person just to have an awesome conversation with. Like, you're instantly her best friend, and that's what I loved about getting to meet Maria Lewis, and like everybody else like knew her as their friends and stuff. I'm like, yes, you know, I'm joining the She Pack, but also I'm your friend. Again, if I have any clips to insert, here you go. All my friends are behind me. This always happens to me. This is pretty much all I'm gonna be able to film in this feeder, so enjoy it while you can. The second last session, which was the fourth session of the day, was talking tough topics with Jennifer Niven. Before the session started, there was an unfortunate emergency that happened. I'm not too sure what happened. I don't want to like say or assume anything, but I did see someone fall down. The ambulance had to be called. That being said, we were kind of held off from doing the session for quite a time, which means the session was delayed. I think it was delayed by 40 or 50 minutes. So we didn't actually have the full hour talk with Jennifer Niven, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, it's understandable. After the emergency was thankfully resolved, I'm so happy that everything turned out to be okay. Yeah, we were all just so worried to see if they were okay, and they were really excited to meet Jennifer Niven as well, and I'm really happy if they did get to meet Jennifer Niven. I didn't really see that, but I think they would have met Jennifer Niven. That would have just been so awesome for them. Hearing Jennifer Niven talk tough topics was amazing. I love her books so much more, getting to hear her heart behind what they're about. She was talking about how she's actually got a lot of liberty when it comes to the writing of All the Bright Places screenplay and the movie. Getting to hear her talk about that was just amazing. I loved to hear that so much, and I loved to hear the questions that were being answered. I love Jennifer Niven. Like, she is honestly one of the sweetest people you will ever meet. She just has so much compassion on everyone. I felt so touched just hearing her talk about her books and about the issues that are going on and how her books are inspired by people that she knew. Yes, her books do receive criticism, and that isn't without any reason, but at the same time, I really loved hearing from her perspective because she is kind of somebody who has experienced all of these firsthand. Jennifer Niven is just so gracious. I'm so thankful that I got to meet her. I stood in the signing line. It was one of the best experiences ever. I have footage of meeting her, and yes, here are the books here, and they are both signed, and yes, I kept my sticky note on it that says Grace because, you know, it kind of goes with the aesthetics of this book. And so she signed All the Bright Places, and it says, "Grace, you make me lovely." And then she signed this one, Holding Up the Universe, which is actually personally my favorite out of the two. She signed it saying, "Grace, you are wanted." And something I said at the signing table was really funny. I said something like, "Lovely to know that I'm wanted." Oh, Jennifer! And then again, I will quickly insert some clips that have to do with the Jennifer Niven signing. I was standing in the queue with Nat and Lucy, and it was really cool. It's like just about to get my book signed. Like, it's like really... We couldn't miss this.
No, you can't really.
Never. Once in a lifetime opportunity. And last but not least, session number 5, we had TeenCon 2017. I ran late for TeenCon 2017 because I was in the Jennifer Niven signing, and because of the emergency, everything got pushed back. Pretty much what TeenCon is at the beginning, you've got the publicist talking about the publisher's new release things, and then you have like a bunch of fun games and activities, which is really fun. And it was ran by Will Kostakis this year. And the session theme was pretty much reworking classics, so all the publicists had to come up with ideas to rework classics. One person decided to put the Hunger Games and Divergent together. One of the publicists said that they wanted Ron to die instead of Fred. Some other people added some other really funny comments and stuff, and I think one just attacked 4, and Chami was looking at me. If you guys don't watch Chami, really like wildfire. Her channel is amazing, but then there are times where she attacks my book boyfriend, and I try not to get personally offended.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Overall, I really loved that session. It was just so fun. I really loved hearing what releases are going to come out because I personally feel that TeenCon is helpful for anybody, whether you are a book lover or you're a book reviewer, because it actually helps any book reviewer know what is going to come up. You also get to hear some great advice from publicists. Overall, it was the best thing ever. Finally, I will insert more clips of us doing shenanigans at the end of TeenCon.
So TeenCon's over. Sad times. It's empty. Hi! Hello! Friends! Chummy! We should do like vlog credits and then be like starring Chummy. Bye, Arena. Bye, Arena. It's very fine. Say bye. Cues the sound of silence as I'm walking.
I've come to talk with you again. Turn down for what? Just all cool. Turn down.
You don't want to say that.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Let go. Wider than her. What? How are you wider than her? I don't know.
She's so wide.
It's so bad.
I know they're all thinking I'm so wide and nerdy, just too wide and nerdy.
Only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo! I know. Do you? I took her hair instead. She's just been taking selfies all day.
I don't know how to be a YouTuber.
If anything, you need to teach me. No.
Then finally, it was really sad because All Day YA finally commenced. We decided to go out for dinner. So we went to Bondi Pizza in Parramatta, which is really ironic because it's Bondi Pizza in Parramatta. And of course, I got to meet some awesome bookish friends.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Shelby, it's so great to see you.
What? It's been such a long time, G-Swizzel.
I know.
G-Swizzel. Bondi Pizza is really expensive, so I just bought 2 side dishes and combined them.
Bring the garlic bread memes.
Because of the cat.
Yes.
But turns out, because they were very inconvenient and gave me my wedges very late, they decided to give the wedges to me for free.
I got these babies for free. I just thought I'd brag about it on my YouTube channel. Guys, this is gonna be Food Network pretty soon. I'm quitting BookTube.
That cheap life, though. Now I will conclude this recap of my overall experience. First of all, I gained some amazing advice from some amazing authors, some amazing advice from some publicists. I got to meet so many amazing bookish friends that I might have met over the internet before, or I finally met for the first time. I was pretty much accepted into a squad. But seriously though, bookish friends for the win. Oh, and also I gave them like my business cards, which I haven't really talked about on my channel, but hey, I got business cards! It felt so weird giving out business cards. If anybody has any tips on how to give out business cards, please send them to me in the book industry, because I don't just want to be like, hey, I hear you're a publicist. Here. Take my business card. Also, I got to hear the heart behind why these authors write these books. This festival also gave me so much more awareness as a reviewer to do the best you can to review books without really hating on them and not considering the fact that authors have poured their heart out into them. Mariko Tamaki's and Maria Luce's session really inspired me that way, and that's what made me really rethink what I do on BookTube. Also, just meeting the authors in general, like that was just an amazing experience in itself. Having it in the heart of Western Sydney was just a great experience. There are so many things I can go on about. I can honestly say that Sydney Writers Festival All Day YA is a 5-star experience. This festival also celebrates the bookish community, and it celebrates us as book reviewers as much as it celebrates book lovers and writers. One last thing I have to say is, if you do not live in Sydney and have bookish events in your cities, I encourage you, go to your bookish events, meet bookish people, meet authors, take time to hear the heart behind what they do. It was amazing, guys. I loved it so much. So that is going to be it for this video today, book lovers, and I just want to quickly say thank you so much to Sydney Writers Festival again, and thank you to the authors, and thank you to all the volunteers and the publicists for making this day awesome, because it was awesome. It was amazing, and this is just one of the many people that are pretty much gushing about it. And you can follow me on my social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/G-Swizzle, and if that's too much information, just take a card. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.